29th of September 2022, the Uganda National Bureau of Standards (UNBS) launched the Eastern Region Food Safety Laboratory in Mbale City. The opening of this latest technology facility was led by Mr. Francis Mwebesa, the Minister of Trade, Industries and Cooperatives. Other key dignitaries were Mr. Charles Musekura, the Chairperson of the National Standards Council, Mr. David Livingstone Ebiru, the UNBS Executive Director, Mr. Henrik Jespersen, the Deputy Danish Ambassador to Uganda, and Mr. John Yolanga, the Trademark East Africa Senior Director. This in addition to local leadership, traders and business community, media and other facilitation stakeholders.
We want to appreciate UNBS and its partners for organizing trainings that enlightened us, and we realized a number of things that we had taken for granted. For example, food hygiene. Food hygiene, many of us took it for granted, and we didn't know the damage it was having on our community. But with the training that we got, and we realized that if we mishandle food, we are exposing it to toxins and other dangers that will affect the quality of life of our communities. We also got knowledge to be able to be more careful about the raw materials that we use. The quality of raw materials play a very big role in the final product that we get. I want to thank UNBS for this step of this afternoon, for bringing a lab nearer to us here. I believe it will boost our services, because testing has been a challenge. When you bring your product here, you have to wait for several weeks before you get feedback. But I believe that with the opening of the lab today, this afternoon, that is going to be history.
And my name is Aisha Mugoya. I'm the Secretary for Social Services. I'm here to bring and present to you warm and precious greetings from His Worship the Mayor, Mr. Namgali Kasim, Mayor Mbale City, and he thanks you for loving Mbale, and he says that he also will love you and work together with you to make our Mbale City to prosper and shine to the extent of the other years as it was. You know, me, I used to know that laboratories are always in medical. Today, to my wonders, I'm wondering to launch a laboratory, agriculture was. I even understood that it was under agriculture. I wasn't wondering myself. Thank you very much for what is there. Those are blessings from Mbale City.
All invited guests present, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to all of you. My name is Washaki Ahmada. I'm the RCC Mbale City. I want to thank UNBS for actually bringing these services near the people here. Actually, it has been a very big burden for small manufacturers coming into business to commit to Kampala every now and then. For me, I have a life example. I have a daughter who has ventured in processing pumpkin because she's now beginning, but committing to Kampala has been too tedious. By now that it is here, and she's just 400 meters away here, I know he will explore the presence of this standard department to ensure she's guided to produce more.
The unveiling of the Eastern Region Laboratory means that micro, small, medium and large enterprises, as well as industries based in Karamoja, Sebei, Buked, Teso, Bugisu and Busoga will save on the cost of doing business. All technical aspects of acquiring UNBS certification, including testing services, will be available at UNBS Mbale office, as opposed to traveling to the UNBS headquarters in Kampala. The regional laboratories will be testing a wide range of products, both food and non-food items such as edible fats and oils, milk and milk products, water, fruits and vegetables, cereal and cereal products, grains and animal products, among others. It is part of the Bureau's strategic plan to decentralize quality infrastructure and other standardization services to other parts of the country.
Where we are renting, but we are going to be permanent landlords at the industrial park. We have 5 acres there, just looking for money to start building. so that we have our facilities transferred there. The Bureau is here today to commission the second regional laboratories for the Eastern region, the Greater East, from Karamoja, Sebei, Teso, Palisa, and Tororo, of course, up to Jinja. So that is the Greater East. This follows the initial commissioning of a regional laboratory in Gulu, which we did in July. So the Bureau has been embarking on decentralization of these quality infrastructure facilities to respond to the cries and the needs of our enterprises who have been facing challenges of accessing UNBS services, especially testing laboratories, which were only located in Kampala. So imagine all parts of the country were moving their samples to Kampala, and you can imagine the cost of transport involved on top of the cost of testing. So we did acknowledge that this was indeed a big challenge in enforcement of quality standards in the country, but also to promote compliance to quality standards by ensuring that these products produced in the country are all certified. Because you need to incentivize these people by reducing the cost of business, by giving access, being near. So I want to thank our partners, the Danish government, through the Trademark East Africa country office and regional office for the support granted to us. We did make a proposal on the need for UNBS to facilitate trade, but also to ease the cost of doing business. And one of the interventions we said was to really move standardization services nearer to the regions, nearer to the countryside where most of the production activities are taking place. So we are happy that they responded to that need, and they have supplied us all the equipment we need for the initial 3 regions. The Gulu regional laboratories, which we have commissioned, fully fledged, supported by the Danish government and Trademark East Africa. Today we are in Mbale for the Eastern region laboratories, fully supported and equipped by the Danish government through Trademark East Africa. And we shall be in Mbarara in the next few months for the Western region laboratories. So I thank you very much, Your Excellency, for that commitment. Those with a calculator can convert $4.5 million times 3,800 shillings. Then you will know what Uganda money that means and who can give you that money freely without any condition. Thank you very much for listening.
The first laboratory, which seeks to serve much of northern Uganda, was launched in Gulu City in July, while another one is expected to be launched in Mbarara City to serve western Uganda. The equipment for these regional laboratories has been donated by the Danish government through Trademark East Africa to a tune of $4.45 million. That is about Uganda shillings 17 billion.
I want to first thank UNBS for inviting us to witness this launch of the regional laboratories here in Mbale. And allow me first to talk about who we are. I know not everyone knows what Trademark East Africa is. Trademark East Africa is an aid for trade organization that was established in the year 2010 with the aim of growing prosperity in East Africa through increased trade. So for us, our motto is growing prosperity through trade. We operate as a not-for-profit organization, and we are funded by development agencies, at least 10 from at least 10 countries. And I should at this point mention the fact that Denmark was actually one of the founding development partners to Trademark East Africa, and actually currently Denmark chairs the development partners group known as the Council, which is the highest governing organ at Trademark East Africa. So allow me to use this opportunity to sincerely thank the consistent support we get from the government of Denmark. So our vision is to see a united Africa with flourishing trade, with strong investments, and with less poverty. And we are doing that through promoting rapid advances in trade integration, trade competitiveness, and our ability to be competitive actually. Honorable Minister, as the Executive Director has said, through the funding from the Embassy of Denmark here in Uganda, we supported the decentralization of UNBS testing laboratories to Gulu, Mbale, and Mbarara, and it seeks to address or reduce technical barriers to trade in both industrial and agricultural goods, as well said, and also reduce the costs and the time it takes associated with testing and certification. As the Executive Director has said, a total of $4.5 billion, equivalent to about 17.2 billion Uganda shillings, has been sent to procure equipment for testing. We supported the testing of COVID-19 materials, and that was launched. The Gulu Regional Laboratory, that was already launched. Today we are launching the one here in Mbale, and we hope before the end of this calendar year, we'll be coming together to launch those ones in Mbale. Honorable Minister, as the Executive Director also said, this equipment will help the capacity of testing industrial and agricultural products, and therefore improve the quality of the products produced in Uganda for the country to become competitively in the region and beyond.
On my behalf and on behalf of the National Standards Council and the management of UNBS, I welcome you today at the commissioning of our second regional laboratory, this particular one for Eastern Uganda, based in Mbale City. I had the opportunity to visit the stalls and noted that there are just about 10 or 11 items. We have rice, we had mineral water, bread, kombucha drinks, maize flour, fruit juice, spirits like gin and vodka, milk products, especially yogurt, cooking oil, then cement and steel products. I could have left out one or two of the other categories, but by and large, about 9 out of 11 items fall within the food and the drink industry.
Having the UNBS centers decentralized not only reduces costs of doing business to the private sector, but it also encourages local investment and innovation and underpins that the smallest producer can guarantee quality to his or her consumer. If you allow me just a very small personal story on testing and quality and certification. I was sitting in the board of a Danish company for many years, producing various items for power plants. We did very well in Denmark. We sold to different towns and to different power plants in the country, but we wanted to expand. We wanted to go to Saudi Arabia, to Asia, to other countries in Europe. We couldn't do that unless those countries knew that what we were selling was good. So there are different types of testing. This is ISO testing or the ISO certification. But once we had that, and we did, then all of a sudden we could export, and we did export. So it is crucial that you know, and everybody else knows, that the quality of your product is high. We should never forget the ground and all the smallholder farmers and business people. What we do as the embassy, as trademark, as UNBS must and does benefit them, and we keep eye that we continue doing so. So finally, thank you to Trademark for your unprecedented efforts to impact trade facilitation in the region. As you said, you're even going beyond the region. You're now going into all of the continent. Thank you, Honourable Minister, and to the UNBS for embracing the necessary reforms to facilitate trade. And then lastly, of course, thank you to other partners and stakeholders for all your efforts to improve the business environment in Uganda. Thank you.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor and privilege for you to this ceremony for the commissioning of yet another UNBS regional testing laboratory for the Eastern region based here in the city of Mbale. I must start congratulating the Council and management of UNBS for focus they are putting, bringing critical quality infrastructure nearer to the people. This effort will go a long way in boosting production and trade in safe and quality products in the country, so that we can protect our people from consuming harmful and substandard products on it. Bringing this regional testing laboratory to the eastern Uganda by the Bureau is part of the government's initiative of stimulating production and value addition through parish development model and agro-industrialization program by providing testing and certification services for products made by micro, small, medium enterprises before they are put on the market. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, a safe quality product is a primary concern to everyone. It means that both the consumer and the environment are protected. Fair trade is promoted and economic growth stimulated through promoting trade in quality and competitive products. Therefore, having adequate laboratory and analytical capacities for products before placing them on the market is of paramount importance. On behalf of the government of Uganda and on behalf, allow me to thank the Danish government for partnering with us on enhancing the Bureau's testing capacity with equipment worth of $4,455,283. It's not little money by all standards. And I promise I will try my endeavors to visit you in your working places so that we talk about your problems as well as championing the industrialization of Uganda. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I say all this for God and my country.
The launch of the Eastern Region Laboratories was spiced up with a UNBS certified manufacturers exhibition that had more than 20 exhibitors. It was quality everywhere.